All right, let's talk about something that honestly impacts every single one of us: taking back control of our financial lives. Now, this isn't about being restrictive or cheap, it's about leadership. It's about making a shift from just passively paying whatever bills come your way to actively directing your money exactly where you want it to go.
I mean, seriously, have you ever had that feeling? You work so hard, that paycheck hits your account and you feel great. And then, poof, it's like it just evaporates. You look at your bank balance a week later and wonder, wait, where did it all go? If that sounds even a little bit familiar, trust me, you are in the right place.
You know, there's this story about a woman named Alexis. She was working incredibly long hours, but her finances always felt chaotic. Her budget kept getting totally torpedoed by these surprise costs and, that autopilot spending we all do. And it's such a common experience. It's caused by what you could call financial leaks.
And that brings us to these money leaks. They're often the number one reason our money just seems to disappear. And the tricky thing is, they're not usually these huge, dramatic expenses. Nope, they're the small, quiet drips that over time can totally drain your accounts without you even noticing.
Okay, let's get real for a second. That free trial you signed up for and totally forgot to cancel? Yep, that's a leak. That streaming service you haven't logged into in months? That's another one. And what about those automatic bill payments that have kind of crept up over time? Then there's the convenience spending, grabbing takeout because you're busy, or emotional spending, shopping online because you're bored. These little habits are quietly siphoning your money away, flying completely under the radar.
So, how in the world do we fix this? Well, the answer isn't just about trying to cut costs here and there. The real solution is a fundamental shift in your mindset. It's about graduating from being a passive payer, someone who just accepts the price tag, to becoming an active financial leader. And this right here, this lays out the two paths perfectly. The passive payer sees a bill and thinks, well, I'll just pay it, often because they're afraid of conflict or hearing no. But the financial leader, they ask questions. They see negotiation as a totally normal part of the game. They don't let their money just drift away. They direct it with purpose, thinking, you know what? I owe it to myself to at least ask.
This is just so powerful and so simple. Think about it. That fear of rejection, that's what stops most of us. But if you don't ask the question, the answer is already no. It's a guaranteed no. The only way you can possibly get a different outcome is by taking that little step and just asking.
Okay, this is so important. We have to completely reframe what negotiation even means. It's not some big, scary confrontation. It's not a fight. It's just a calm, learnable skill. And here's the secret. Companies, especially service providers, they literally have discounts and retention offers built right into their computer systems. They just wait for you to ask for them. The opportunity is just sitting there.
All right, so now that we've got our heads in the right space, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Let's get practical. Here's a super simple process you can do every single month to grab the steering wheel of your finances. We're calling it the monthly financial audit.
And I promise it is as simple as 1, 2, 3. First, you find. Your mission is to hunt down every single recurring charge, every subscription. Second, you flag. Go through that list and be honest. What do I actually use and get value from? And third, you act. For everything you don't need, you cancel. For everything you want to keep, you negotiate. That's it. Find, flag, act.
Now, for that first step, finding everything, you can't just rely on your memory. No way. You got to be a detective. Pull up your bank and credit card statements from the last couple of months. Go into the settings on your phone and check your App Store and Google Play subscriptions. And then open your email and search for keywords like subscription, renewal, or receipt. This is how you build your master list.
Okay, you've got your list. You've picked a bill you want to negotiate. This is where the magic happens. Before you even pick up the phone, take a deep breath. Your tone is everything. You're going to approach this as a calm, respectful, and smart customer, not an angry or demanding one.
And here it is, your calm opener. It goes something like this. Hi, I'm calling to see if there's anything we can do to lower my monthly bill. I've been reviewing my expenses and want to make sure I'm getting the best value. See how great that is? You're not accusing anyone, you're not making demands, you're just starting a collaborative conversation. You're positioning yourself as a savvy consumer, and that completely changes the dynamic of the call. Okay, ready to level up? This is where you go from good to great. Before you make that call, spend just 5 minutes doing a little homework. See what their competitors are offering new customers. Knowing those prices is your secret weapon. This is your power phrase. I've seen that provider X is offering a similar package for less. I prefer to stay with you. Can you match that? It's brilliant because you're doing two things at once. You're showing them you've done your research, that's the leverage, but you're also telling them you want to be loyal. You're giving them an easy way to keep your business, which is exactly what their customer retention department is paid to do.
Okay, so you've done the work, you've made the calls, you've saved some cash. Amazing. High five. But how do we make sure it sticks? How do we protect this progress, especially when our income starts to go up? Let's talk about locking in those gains for good.
We need to have a serious talk about a very sneaky thing called lifestyle creep. It's when your spending slowly, or not so slowly, rises right along with your income. It doesn't show up with a big announcement. It's a slightly nicer car payment, a few more restaurant meals, a couple more subscriptions, and before you know it, that big raise you got feels like it never even happened.
But there is a rule, a really simple, powerful rule that stops us in its tracks. The key is, when your income goes up from a raise, a new job, whatever, you have to act on purpose before you get used to that new higher number. You are going to split that increase using a simple 50-50 rule. Here's how it works. You take that new money, that extra amount you're now making each month, and you slice it right down the middle, 50-50. Half of it goes directly to your financial stability, paying down debt faster, boosting your savings, investing for the future. The other half, that goes to your life, to an intentional, guilt-free upgrade. This way, you actually get to feel the benefit of your hard work in both your security and your lifestyle. It's the best of both worlds.
And really, that's what this all comes down to, isn't it? When you start doing these things, the monthly audit, the calm negotiation, the intentional 50-50 split, you make a fundamental shift in your identity. You stop just drifting along, letting your money happen to you. You grab the wheel and you start directing. You're in charge.
So let me leave you with this question. Imagine you do this audit, you make one or two calls, and boom, you've reclaimed an extra $100 a month. The question is no longer just about saving it, it's about leading it. Where will you direct that money to go? Will it attack a credit card debt? Will it start building an investment? Will it fund a goal you've been dreaming about? The choice now is all yours.